What 100% ruins a movie for you every time? A CTORDALOGUE action SFX/music. Yes. This drives me insane. Like, I want to hear what they're saying, but I also don't want my neighbors thinking the street is getting carpet bombed all of a sudden. Interstellar, some guy fell asleep on an organ when the music was being made. Having to constantly have my remote in hand to turn down the absurdly loud action scene, to then have to crank the volume for the next dialogue that is far too low. I'm fucking sick of it. Yes. Multi-million-dollar budget, but can't be fucked to balance the audio. Depending on what TV/speakers you have, check audio settings for something along the lines of dynamics and/or compression. Turn dynamics off and compression up, should fix the issue to a certain extent. When the movie calls for an ugly guy, they get an ugly guy. When the movie calls for an ugly girl, they get a sexy girl and dress her in dumpy clothes. Put on these glasses and put your hair in a bun. There. Now you're a hideous beast. I loved in Not Another Teen Movie how the big transformation of the ugly girl is taking off her glasses and letting her hair down. Really sums up those scenes in general. Badly implemented product placement. Product placement itself doesn't bother me. If there's a character driving a Toyota, or eating a Pizza Hut pizza, I don't care. If there's a pointless shot in the movie that shows the fucking Bud Light logo for 10 seconds, I mind. Absolutely, if this movie takes place in our universe, it will have products and logos all over the fucking place. Feel free to have your main character's preferred soda be Pepsi and stock it in their fridge. Don't make the shot that's actually of that fridge point favorably to the cans that are all facing the logo to the lens. I think I know which Transformers movie you're talking about. Unnecessary love scenes where the main character and a side character fall in love just cause, despite having known each other for like 5 minutes. And then kiss at the most inconvenient moment possible. Can't you wait until you aren't being shot at/stalked/chased by a velociraptor to spit it out? Or scripted love scenes that were important to the film but still felt like they 100% would never have happened because there was no chemistry at all. See, Arrival or Harry and Ginny in Harry Potter. When things explode for no reason. Vehicle had minor collision or simply rolls over and spontaneously explodes. Wow, great response guys. The hatred runs deeper when I think of how easily bad guys hotwire cars in movies also. Tank gets shot by anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun's shell harmlessly bounces off tank, turns turret to face anti-tank gun. Tank fucking explodes. Oh man, 22 Jump Street parodied that drop to perfection. Every big crash they are just waiting for an explosion, then the smallest tap on a truck full of chickens and boom lol. When it's very obvious when someone isn't actually having a conversation on the phone. They just say their lines without giving enough pause for the other person to respond. I also hate when you're supposed to be looking at security footage but it's clearly just a previous shot that's had a filter put over it. My pet peeve. Definitely for security footage, but also when a character has a flashback to an earlier scene and it's from the same angle as the scene was shot. I always wish the director had filmed the flashback from the point of view of the person remembering. And when it's a smartphone and you can clearly see the home screen on it as they talk. Why not just have someone call and then mute it? Fucking peeve of mine. Sounds bad but an actor's voice can really ruin a movie for me, so bad voice acting. I can't stand localized movies because local voice actors always sound so lazy. Ha ha ha, stop it. I love you. Ah, what are you doing? Don't kill me. I'm happy. I'm sad. All with the intonation that says I have no idea what's going on and just reading my lines and I can't wait to go home. Nala in the live-action Lion King. I like Beyoncé but her voice acting felt so uninspired. It felt like she was bored out of her mind while reading her lines. When one character who's an expert in some field stops to explain the most basic concepts to another character who's also an expert on the same subject. In English, please. Donald Glover in The Martian. Using a fucking stapler to explain a gravity assist to scientists at NASA. When the villain is always a few steps ahead of the hero for no reason. Somehow, the villain has managed to predict every move the hero and is going to make. The best inversion is in Emperor's New Groove. Yzma, looking for this? Yzma holds up the vial of human extract. Kuzco and Pasha gasp. Kuzco, no. It can't be. How did you get back here before us? Yzma, pauses. Yzma, how did we? Kronk? Kronk, well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense. Kronk holds up a map of the two parties' trails, showing Yzma's and Kronk's falling down a canyon halfway through. Yzma, oh, well. I kind of feel like it would be really funny to have a like henchman or something complain about all the ridiculous planning / sites they have to guard and then be shocked when the hero shows up. Like cursing their luck to be at the one site out of a huge number they showed up at. Action scenes with lots and lots of cuts, that make it obvious, or appear like, the actors can't do the fight choreography. Or climb a fence. Even worse, sci-fi movies with lots of cuts. What was the point of building $1 million set if you don't let me fucking live in it for more than a half a second at a time? Video games in movies that are set after 1988 yet they all sound like Pac-Man or Space Invaders. Bonus points if they are played by mashing all the buttons on the controller continuously. And the controllers and console don't match, and are also turned off. When there is a timer and it takes longer to count down than the time that was called / shown. It drives me crazy. Generic example, 50 seconds until a bomb explodes. Dialogue for 30 seconds. Timer is showing 30 seconds left. More dialogue for 40 seconds. Timer is at 5 seconds. Quick one-liner, bomb defused with 1 second to go. The bit where hackers take 20 seconds of furious typing to disable a country's infrastructure. How long will this take? About 45 minutes. You've got 10. Okay? Still going to take 45 minutes. I literally can't make these files transfer any faster. Also when they look at an office and guess the password in exactly 3 attempts. The very strong / smart main villain turning weak / dumb in the end fight so the heroes can win. Or the flip side, our badass unstoppable protagonist gets to the old man villain and suddenly has a hard time aiming his gun or landing a punch. Bane frown. When the trailers reveal most of the plot. Or the only 2 good jokes in the movie. Or when they reveal the only interesting or good parts of the movie. When the premise for a major conflict in the movie is something that any sane person would have just said, oh no, there's a misunderstanding, and they all have a laugh and go on with their days. But instead it turns into some convoluted drama. Roger Ebert called it the idiot plot, where a 10-second conversation would have eliminated the need for the movie. I was like 7 books into a series and the main love interests finally go together. Then there was some stupid misunderstanding and one moved to a different continent. I stopped reading it there. There's no time. Save yourself. When there's clearly ample amount of time for both characters to get to safety. Made even worse by the fact that they usually waste a minute or more arguing about it, saying teary-eyed goodbyes, and making out before character 1 finally gets up and leaves. Kind of the opposite for me, when there genuinely is no time because a bomb is going to go off in a minute or 2, but that is exactly the moment when character 1 has to profess his love for character 2, then they share a lingering kiss. Or character 1 takes his sweet time explaining some misunderstanding that happened earlier. Like, can you not disarm the bomb / escape the trap / save yourselves first? Then you'll have plenty of time for whatever important discussions you want. Very similar to there's no time to explain, just trust me. And then they spend the next 5+ minutes traveling to wherever, during which time an explanation could clearly have been given. Just 10 seconds left before the bomb explodes. The hero is taking all the time in the world to kiss and hug his girlfriend a last goodbye before returning to deactivate the bomb. How about in Mission Impossible 2, or 3, where they had to get the power back on, and push a hard drive into a server and they had 3 seconds left to transmit the signal from the server to the nuke? Added love story to an adaptation of a book with no love story. Cough, The Hobbit, cough. Not a COVID cough. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.